Five. Good morning for those who may be sitting here. I'm going to get on my phone as well on my page just so I can see what's happening. Yay. But I'm going to turn that volume down because I don't want to hear an echo on my phone. But I just wanted to stop by this morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good or a happy Saturday morning. I just wanted to share a couple of remarkable tips with you this morning. Two tips to help make your manifesting go easier. And hold on just a sec. Give me just a second, guys. Give me just a second. Okay. I didn't want to get any. And if you're here with me this morning, I know how these things can go where, people don't initially know you're here. So I'm not waiting, actually. I'm taking care of some technical stuff here before I get started. But if you happen to be here and I don't see you, I will see you at some point through my phone. So please forgive the technical stuff. But I wanted to stop by and share a couple of lessons or a couple of tips this morning that I got from wait a minute, I'm sorry, that I got from an experience that I had yesterday that I created the experience, but I decided to share an opportunity with some wonderful people in my community, my email community. If you've ever done a discovery session with me, and let me just stop and go back for just a sec. I am Lisa Scott. I am the manifesting coach for professional women who are ready to answer the call to your soul calling career by learning how to stop worrying about the how. And don't we all want to stop worrying about the how? That's one of the top reasons for why people might not be moving on anything that you desire to do in your life, is because you are worried about the how. And I would love for you to chat with me because I can see you via my phone. So go ahead and chat with me, say good morning, give me some hearts, give me some likes, let me know you're there, let me know you're listening. I would love it if you do that so that I'm not just a talking head sitting here talking at you. So good morning to everybody. But I wanted to stop and share a couple of tips that I got from an opportunity I created for myself yesterday by, like I said, telling some people on my email list, if you ever did a discovery session, that I was sitting over on Zoom. And I was there to help with any manifesting questions that people in my circle may have. And of course, some people showed up and took me up on that opportunity, which I'm really grateful for, because whenever I interact with anyone, I am learning too. It's not just about them learning, it's about me learning too. And I learn by way of your energy. I learn by way of whatever your question is. So it's not just them learning, it's me learning too. So that's why I say I created the opportunity for myself as well. And I just wanted to share, hey, Dee, hey, Ursula, thank you for being here. See, I told you I'd see you. Thank you so much for being here. And I welcome your comments, your thoughts on what I'm about to share. So one of the young ladies that I was talking to and asking her how things were going in her manifesting life, as she was sharing her successes and her wins, there was a particular thing that she was talking about manifesting. And I noticed that in her communication, which is this is what my job is when we're interacting as a manifest coach, is to pay attention to your languaging. Pay attention to what is subconsciously coming out of your mouth that you may not be aware of, that I'll stop you and say, I just picked up on something. Let's stop and pay attention to that. So as the young lady was sharing her successes with me, there was one particular thing that she was talking about manifesting, but she was telling me that because of an experience of her manifesting in the past, and a particular thing was happening at that time, um, whenever she would manifest, there was something that would show up in her space. I believe she said numbers would show up in her space, or it took a certain amount of time for this to happen. She said around 6 months it typically took her to manifest what she was manifesting in the past. And she was using that and saying, I could tell in her messaging and her verbiage that she brought that experience into what she is looking to manifest now. So, what I asked this young lady to pay attention to is her commitment to time. This is something that um, I learned myself. In my learning, I learn in order to be able to, not just in order to be able to teach you, but in my learning, I'm able to share with you what I have come across, or what has happened with me, that I can say, oh, pay attention to that because I understand this very well. And because of her commitment, and let me stop and just look. I know Dee is saying she wishes she could have been there, but I will offer that opportunity periodically. I'll do another pop-up chat at another time, and you will certainly be invited. But we're going to be working together anyway. So, um, so I asked her, I said, what I'm hearing in your messaging is that there is a commitment to this 6-month time frame. And if there is a subconscious commitment to a time frame or time at all, then you are the one who is creating that limitation around how long it's going to take for you to manifest something. But I would not have known that this is what she was doing had she not said something in her messaging, in her communication with me, that was letting me know that she has a commitment to a time frame. So for anyone who is here and anyone who's going to get the replay, first of all, thank you for listening to the replay, and please just put hashtag replay when you are listening to this video. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you for everyone who is here listening. I ask you to stop and think about whatever it is you may be looking to manifest in your life. Process through yourself what has been your commitment to time. If it's something that is taking a quote unquote long time, if it's something that you're perceiving it needs to take a long time, or it needs to go through a process, i.e., step one, this has to happen before this can happen. So that's another aspect of something being committed to time, is that you're subconsciously saying to yourself, in order for this thing to happen, something has to happen first in order for this to be able to happen. So that is a sort of commitment to time as well. So just stop and think about, what is it that I'm looking to manifest that has been taking what I'm perceiving as a long time? And ask yourself whether or not you have a subconscious commitment to time. If you do have a subconscious commitment to time, ask yourself whether or not you're willing to let that go. Because I did say to this young lady as well, there is nothing that comes up, in my understanding as a manifest coach that I am going to force you to do or shove down your throat, so to speak. So if you do not have a comfort level with letting go of your commitment to time, then that's another process. I have my signature program is a VIP 2-hour intensive. And what happens in that VIP 2-hour intensive is when I'm talking to professional women who are looking to answer the call to their soul calling career without learning, with learning, because they want to learn how to stop worrying about the how. This subconscious languaging that starts to come up allows me to be able to stop, pay attention to that languaging, find out where that language originated. Most of the time, it originated a long time ago. So, not just as a child, but a long time ago. And we'll go back to that origination, to where it originated, and we'll work through some stuff regarding why you're remaining committed to whatever may have been the original source of why you're committed to something. So that is the work that I do as a manifest coach. We're not just talking about manifesting, or it's all manifesting. We're always manifesting. It's just a matter of whether we're consciously aware that that's what we're doing. So I ask you to stop and pay attention, and I ask you to go back to or pay attention. As I was saying, I don't cause you to be forced to make a different decision, but pay attention to why you're committed to this process that you are going through that we have become consciously aware of. Okay, I'm going to stop and just see if there's any questions, any comments. All right, D. D is registering for my VIP 2-hour intensive. So I'm so excited. Yay! I get so excited when a professional woman who is looking to answer the call to her soul calling career signs up for that VIP intensive. Because even though I have a process, I still don't know all of the juicy details of what is about to happen as we go on this ride of paying attention to subconscious languaging and all of that. So yay, Dee, I'm so excited. Anyway, the next sharing that I want to share with you is something called revisioning. Okay, now this is not my creation. Okay, I have an incredible mentor who has passed on, long time ago, named Neville Goddard. Shout out to Neville. Who I learned this tip from, and it doesn't mean that he was the originator of what I'm about to share with you as well. But this is a tip that I shared with another young lady who, as her and I were speaking, I asked her, tell me, what brought you to the call? What's going on? That you ended up sitting here with me, last night. And she ended up sharing with me that she wants to create a particular business, but she finds herself starting and stopping, starting and stopping. And for anybody who might be here and for those on the replay, you may know exactly what she's talking about. So this tip may be for you. She said she was starting and stopping, and I asked her, can you think about a time? Because what I started to get was there was something going on with, worthiness, perhaps not feeling worthy of, herself, and therefore being unsure and not being confident in proceeding. And what she was able to do, first of all, I asked her, is this true? Is it true that this is a feeling you get? What's the overall feeling that you're getting? And she confirmed that, yes, that is the feeling I get. I get a feeling that, I start off to do something and then I'm like, no, I can't do it. So yes, she confirmed that this was accurate. The next thing I asked her to do is regarding that particular feeling, Can you take me back to a time or a feeling where something happened in your life where you were shut down, made to feel a certain way, that type of thing? And she immediately took me back in her mind to a time where she said she was around 12 years old. And, there was her mother and in the picture in this memory, where the young lady shared something with her mother that she was not very good at art. Okay. Now, um, before sharing this and sharing this with the young lady, I said, there is no memory that is too small, in my asking you the question, where possibly did this originate? There is nothing to what you might consider to be small. The bottom line is, if it comes up when I ask you a question, then it is still living inside of you. Okay. So it doesn't matter what the memory is. If the memory comes up, it is still energetically playing itself out in your present tense reality, or it wouldn't come up at all. Period. Okay. So, for anybody saying what, or, not that anybody's saying that, but if you happen to be somebody like, well, that wasn't such a big deal, well, it was to her. Okay. So she brought up this memory where, you know, it- babe, babe, she brought up this memory, and sorry about that. My baby's alarm started to play while I'm on the live. So the memory had to do with someone sharing with her mother that she wasn't very good at art, and it made her feel less than, unworthy, whatever those feelings were. And this is what continues to play itself out in her present tense reality that she was not aware of until I asked the question. And what my suggestion and tip to her was something called revision. And like I said before, this is not my creation. I got it from my incredible mentor, Neville Goddard. And what revisioning is it offers you the opportunity in your present tense reality to go back into a memory and decide what would you have wanted that experience to be. So you can go back in your memory at any point in time regarding whatever the memory is that comes up for you that you want to revise and feel something different inside of your body. Okay. This is going a little longer than I thought, but it's just going to have to go that way. Um, you can go back to any point in time in your memory because it is just a memory. Okay. It is not happening in actuality, but it is happening if it's still playing itself out in your body. It is happening if I ask you a question and this is what presents itself. So you're able to go back into this memory, and at any point in time, you're able to change that experience to be what you would have wanted that experience to be. And that of the other part of this is because it was her mother that was present, whoever this other young lady was, and herself. My suggestion to her was to pay attention to and feel through her body. Where exactly do you want this to have been different? Do you want to not have even been in the room at all? Where this never occurred at all, and perhaps you were at a mall at that time and the conversation never occurred at all? Or do you want this to be where you're shifting and changing the memory within the memory itself, or within the conversation that took place? Do you want the girl to have said what she said and you just felt a different way, or you responded a different way? So however you think about this, or you feel about this, because this is what I told this young lady as well. It is by virtue of how you feel because it is by virtue of how you feel right now in your current reality that you are reacting, responding, doing something, not doing something, going somewhere, not going somewhere. All of that is happening in a feeling space that you are not consciously aware of right now. So I asked her to really carve out a space and time where she is spending time with her own feelings to assess at what part of this memory is she going to make that shift and change, um, and therefore experience another feeling inside of her body immediately. By the way, when you're doing this type of work, it does not have to take a long time for you to revise whatever the scenario is that you want to revise. No sooner than you make that revision, because thought equals emotion equals action. This is happening so quickly within us that we're not, I keep saying, we're not aware of it consciously. So it doesn't have to take long for this process, but you do need to feel that something has shifted. Okay. You do need to feel that if, the emotion that was playing itself out in your body has not moved, then perhaps there's something else that needs to be paid attention to or looked at. But anyway, I don't want to have this video keep going on longer and longer and longer. So I'll just wrap it up. First of all, I am Lisa Scott, manifest coach to professional women who are looking to answer the call to your soul calling career by learning how to stop worrying about the how. I shared 2 tips today, one having to do with time and you're paying attention to in terms of manifesting. If you want to have your manifesting go smoother, these 2 things that I'm talking to you about are going to assist you to have your manifesting go smoother. One of them is paying attention to your commitment to time. If something is taking what you perceive to be a quote unquote long time, maybe you need to stop and pay attention to what has been your commitment to time, what has been your commitment to something having to happen first in order for something else to happen. If you find that you do have a commitment to time, you do want to decide, am I willing to let this go? Am I willing to let go of the commitment to time so that I can allow the manifesting process to take as long as it's going to take, or to start happening at warp speed? Okay, so that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is to revise, or you can do something called revisioning. Revisioning is where you might come across something that has happened within your reality that was less than desirable to you, but is still playing itself out within your within you. If you find that that's the case, and we are dealing with just a memory, which we're dealing with all the time, every day, all day. In fact, a lot of our current reality is happening because of the memories, momentum of memory, and all of that that is happening in our lives that we are just completely not consciously aware of. So you are able to, you can give yourself permission to go to a particular event that may have been less than desirable for you and revise it. Revise it to be as you would have wanted it to be. Revise the person in that memory to have said something differently, something nicer, something more soothing, how you responded to it to be, if you wanted to have a stronger way of how you responded to something, or you didn't ever want to hear it at all. Because we are dealing with memory, you can give yourself permission to go back and revise an event in your mind, and it will begin to interact in your body in a very different way. And if you give yourself time, you can feel it shifting out of your body, whatever that event was that was playing itself over and over again, that you allow yourself. Okay, so this is for those who are prepared to do this. Okay, and I'm not a doctor, so put the disclaimer out there and all of that, which I must do. But this is for those who are prepared to do this, who do inner work, who have, and all of that. As a matter of fact, I'm putting it out there that this this video wouldn't even resonate or come into your space if this is not something that you are into want to do any of that. So let me, preface this by saying that. But you are able to go ahead and do something called revisioning, go back into a specific aspect of your memory and revise that memory to be as you desire it to be. Pay attention to how you're feeling in your body. Once the energy has either moved out completely, moved to a different location, moved to a space where you're better able to either handle that scenario, or it has completely shifted out of your body, you will begin to experience a different result related to whatever it is that was causing you to be hindered in the first place. Let me stop and pay attention to commitment to time and revision. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Dee. Ursula, I needed to hear this. Oh, wow. Thank you, Ursula. I will look into my inbox and see what you said to me. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for spending this time with me this morning. I had to jump out here and share these tips with you to help you to make your manifesting go smoother. Again, this is Lisa Scott. And if you are a professional woman, and not just any professional woman, guys, I'm finding I need to clarify that. Not just any professional woman, but a professional woman who values inner work. A professional woman who understands that you are the creator of your reality. You take responsibility for the creations that you have been creating thus far, and you are taking further responsibility for the rest of your life. You are that professional woman. So the professional woman who is looking to answer the call to your soul calling career by learning how to stop worrying about the how. So you are sick and tired of being held in place by worry. You are sick and tired of being held in place and not answering the call to your soul calling. And what I mean by soul calling is what it is that you love, that you know that you're here on the face of the earth to do, that, this thing has just been keeping you up at night. It keeps coming back. I don't care how many years go by. This keeps coming back to you. And these things can shift and change over time, but I'm talking about right now. What is it that is on your heart to do that you love? So when I say soul calling, I'm talking about what is it that you love? What is it that you would prefer to be doing that you're compromising and doing something else because at some point you were in fear of, you were worried about the how. So that is who I work with. And you can schedule a free or a complimentary 15-minute discovery session if you are that woman and you are ready to do this work. I'm here for you. You can, I'll put a link, when the video is over, to my website. I'm at lisascott.org. This is Lisa Scott, Manifest Coach to Professional Women, looking to answer the call to your soul calling career by learning how to stop worrying about the how. Thank you so much, everyone. Hey, Shannon, and congratulations to you, young lady. I see you doing your thing. Everybody, thank you so much. And I'll see you on the next video, and make it an incredible rest of your day.